Kevin Harvick's dominance might be coming to a little bit of an earlier close than expected due to this. So
NASCAR at Phoenix. I think Kevin Harvick has a message for some people.
Driving home, for all those supporters out there and all you haters, I see you.
Great banter, Kevin. Great banter. I actually really like it. Let's talk about the Phoenix race. This is actually the second time I'm recording this. My mic screwed up on the first time, so I did like a 13-minute video. I think I rambled on for a while, and now I have to do it all over again. So I don't mind that, but I have to try to hit on the same spots that I still remember of hitting on. And I initially started the video by giving credit to this guy. This guy's back, so God bless. All right, back to NASCAR. So, Phoenix, Truex on the pole, Larson in second, Chase Elliott third. And you would expect guys like Kevin Harvick, who started ninth, to be really, really, really good. That was the expectation heading into the race. With guys like Elliott maybe being able to compete, Denny Hamlin also showed good speed in practice. And Hendrick, can they get their act together? And in stage one, you would see Larson get away with the lead right away, and you thought maybe Larson has a chance to win this race, but Larson eventually would kind of fall back. And this would actually lead to the first thing we're going to talk about, which is pit stops. A lot of people had trouble on pit stops today. And this is going to be really normal for all the teams for the next couple of months until they're able to really get it down pat, because the pit stops are longer. A 15-second pit stop is a good pit stop now, which is crazy to think of because we were hitting 12-second pit stops last year. So an extra 3 seconds long, more mistakes can happen. Everyone's multitasking, and you have guys like, I remember Elliott losing 5 and then 8 spots on pit road. You have Denny Hamlin sliding into his pits. The jack drops because he's too close on the left side. He loses a bunch of spots on pit road. Guys like Suarez lose a bunch of spots on pit road. Everyone is just losing spots on pit road, and then there's also a lot of people gaining spots on pit road, jumping from like 13th to 5th. Because if you nail that pit stop, then you just gain so many spots. So pit road was insane. That would play a huge part into who would get up towards the front. At the end of stage one, Kyle Busch he looked like he had the best car. Harvick was creeping up there, but Kyle Busch looked like he was really, really good. He would actually go ahead and win stage one as well, and get his playoff point, which is really important. And then stage two, we're going to talk a little bit about Kyle Larson, because Larson, who was up front and kind of trying to compete up there, he loses spots on pit road, like I mentioned earlier. And then once he gets back in traffic, the car just absolutely sucks, and that could be a big aero thing. You know, once you put a car back in traffic, it just completely handles absolutely differently. And then heading into 3 and 4, and then coming out of 3 and 4, something that really was interesting to me is his car like chatters and wheel hops in the middle of a corner, and Larson ends up spinning. So why I'm interested about that is because usually you wheel hop entering a corner if you get too hard on the brakes, but here with his car, you can actually hear the tires hopping up and down once he's about to exit the corner, which was a little bit weird.
Yeah, that's almost the chatter when you start to go into a slide, and that
Larson would spin out, and he would struggle from there on out for the rest of the day. And it was a really tough day for Kyle Larson once he got back into that traffic. The end of stage 2 played in a way where a caution came out, and the leaders, I would say, you know, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Truex, Elliott, Denny Hamlin, they had to pit because, you know, you got to pit for the overall picture of the race. But guys like, I think it was Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, they decided to stay out. William Byron was up there as well. They decided to stay out, and they decided to go for the stage 2 win. And Kurt Busch would actually get the stage 2 win, and he was really happy about it on the radio. This would then lead into stage 3, where I'm not exactly sure how it happened, because, again, I was watching Tiger Woods most of the time. But William Byron gets in the lead. I don't know exactly what the strategy was. William Byron was in the lead for a moment in stage 3, and it was kind of cool because he led a couple laps. And just a quick note on William Byron, a lot of people still want him to do a little bit better than he already is. Again, just patience. Don't expect anything out of him. Just let him get his experience. He did really well today. Once William Byron and the couple of guys on different strategies, moved back, the guys that were already competing up front, they decided to move forward. Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., and those guys would be running up front. Denny Hamlin would be in the lead with Harvick trying to run him down, and then Kyle Busch trying to run those two down. And Harvick had a hard time around, I think it was 90 to 80 laps to go, trying to get past Denny Hamlin. He had a really, really difficult time. He was behind him for a numerous amount of laps, dozens amount of laps, trying to get around him. Denny Hamlin did a fantastic job of being able to hold him off for as long as he could. This allowed Kyle Busch to get to the back of Kevin Harvick. This allowed Chase Elliott, who was like 4 seconds back, able to run them down to just a couple tenths. So this created some really good racing here in Stage 3, all because Hamlin was really able to hold up Harvick. And then Kyle Busch was able to get around the outside of Harvick, and Kyle Busch was in the driver's seat. He gets around Hamlin, then Harvick gets around Hamlin, Chase Elliott gets around Hamlin, and Kyle Busch leads Harvick by about half a second, with Chase Elliott 1 second back. And then green flag pit stops would really determine the race from here on out, unless a caution would come out. So around 55 to 50 laps to go, pit stops ensue. Chase Elliott's the first one to come down pit road. He short pits a little bit, and he's able to actually jump Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick, and now he's in the lead with 45 to go. Kevin Harvick comes into second place, around 1 second behind him, and Kyle Busch, when he was trying to enter pit road, he gets into a little bit of traffic, and I think he lost, I would say, about a second to a second and a half entering pit road because he wasn't able to be aggressive with the traffic around him, and he actually ends up falling back around 3 seconds behind Elliott and 2 seconds behind Harvick. So that's a lot of ground to make up with only about 45 laps to go. Then you have guys like Brad Keselowski, who's on a completely different strategy. They're doing what I like to do on iRacing at Vegas, where they just run as long as they can. And remember, these guys, they're trying to win the race. They can't beat Harvick, Kyle Busch straight up, so try something different. They could run about another 20 laps on fuel, so they just try it. You know, they try running out in front for pit strategies if a caution would come out. Unfortunately, a caution wouldn't come out, so Keselowski and those guys have to come down pit road, and it just cycles back to Elliott in the lead with Harvick right behind him, Kyle Busch trying to run those two down. And for all Chase Elliott fans, some of them were getting excited. I am a Chase Elliott supporter, but I was not excited one bit. I had no expectations for Chase Elliott to even compete to win this race, honestly. And that would go to show with Harvick being able, after a couple laps running behind him, Elliott did an okay job trying to hold him off, but you're not going to be able to hold off that 4 car for that much longer. And Harvick was able to get underneath him and pass him, with Kyle Busch able to close that gap from, I would say, 2 seconds to about half a second. But the thing is, Kyle Busch, once Harvick got clear of Elliott, Kyle Busch had to then go 1v1 against Harvick, where it's going to be really difficult to run him down, and eventually Kyle Busch would not be able to do that. It was the same thing that happened in the fall with Chase Elliott, where Elliott ran from 9th to 1st, and then he had to use up all of his tires to get to that point, and then towards the end of the race, Candace just ran him down because Elliott had no more tires. Kyle Busch happened in a very similar way. He's able to run down Harvick, get to him, get around half a second, but he's already used up all of his tires to that point. And once the tires fall off, you can't do anything. And it really is all about tire management. Then again, if Kyle Busch tries to save his tires, he won't even get close to Harvick. So it really is a lose-lose situation there. And Kyle did the best he could. In the end, Kevin Harvick would come around and win his 3rd race in a row. Here come the cheating accusations. You guys can comment down below and let me know what you think. I'm already on the brigade of he's not cheating. It's obvious. He already got penalized for it wasn't really the rear window that penalized him. It was the side skirt, which if you wanted to say cheating, it kind of was. I don't go that far. It's really engineering. But Roddy and Childress and those guys, they just put the wrong kind of fabric on the side skirts. It was, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's supposed to be plastic and it was metal or something like that. And that was just completely wrong. I don't know how the team makes that kind of mistake, but that's what they got penalized for there. And then the rear window was just kind of really all over social media. This time with no rear window denting and no side skirt, illegal side skirt, he still wins the race. So you guys can comment down below about that. I'm in the camp of he's just really fast. This isn't surprising from Kevin Harvick. He's been dominating, not dominating, but he's been so fast for so many years now. Remember, it seems like just, 2 years ago he entered that 4 car, but it's been since 2014 that he's been in that 4 car. And ever since he's gotten into that 4 car, he has been extremely fast, and that team has been extremely fast. So it's not surprising that he's winning. He's the previous couple of years over this West Coast trip, he would get really close on the West Coast races, and sometimes he wouldn't win all of them. But this is Phoenix. He dominates Phoenix, and it's not surprising for him to win here. 3 in a row. He's off to a really hot start. And it also goes to show how good that 4 car is with how good the team is. Stewart-Haas Racing would actually finish all in the top 10. Clint Bowyer, Eric Almirola in 6th and 7th, with Kurt Busch in 10th. So it really goes to show the whole entire organization is doing extremely well. Joe Gibbs have all 4 of their cars in there as well. Kyle Busch, let's see, Denny Hamlin, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, all 4 of them are in there. Their 5th affiliated car, which is Truex, is also in there as well. And then you have the one lone Hendrick car of Chase Elliott, with the other 300 cars in 12th, 13th, and 14th, with William Byron getting his best career finish, Alex Bowman in 13th, and Jimmy Johnson in 14th. People saying about Hendrick that they were better. Yes, they were better. Are they good yet? No. You can see Chase Elliott in 3rd, but I'm not surprised by that, and no one should be surprised by that. Chase Elliott has been the head of the Hendrick brigade since the beginning of last year, and that's not surprising. And it won't be surprising until something really changes. And I don't think Chase Elliott's going to have race-winning cars until the rest of the team step up their game. Hendrick overall need to step up. And it's kind of sad that people are saying, oh, Hendrick all 4 in the top 15. That's good, right? It's not good, but it's not shabby. But that's the thing. Hendrick should not be aiming for all 4 cars in the top 15. That just shows how low expectations have gotten. Hendrick is a championship organization. You should put all 4 cars in, at minimum, the top 10. That's what you should be aiming for, with one of your cars winning. And you should be the organization that wins the most, kind of like a Stuart Haas right now with Harvick. So that's what they're aiming for, and they still have a lot of work to do. Penske was a little bit off today, with Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, and Brad Keselowski all finishing outside the top 15. Well, Brad Keselowski was 15th, but the rest outside the top 15. Larson obviously struggled as well, and that's just a Phoenix thing. I think they struggled last year, too, at Phoenix, if I remember. I remember Brad Keselowski really struggling at Phoenix in the fall, and Logano actually struggled really all year. So I don't know what's with Penske at Phoenix, but they don't have that good of a grip on it. Brad Keselowski's finish position was a little bit worse than it should have been, just because of the strategy that he played. So that's his little thing. But they do need to get better for the fall, because this is a very important playoff race. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. You guys comment down below about your accusations, or is he just that good? Is it NASCAR's fault? Do you want to, you guys, conspiracy theory, all up to you. I'm in the camp of, he's really fast. He's freaky fast Harvick. That's the camp I'm in. It is what it is. I don't think he's cheating. I don't think he's doing anything. I don't think that 4 team's doing anything illegal in any way. It's just really solid engineering by everyone. The fabrication shop, the engineering shop, chassis shop, everyone, the driver, the crew chief, the car chief, the pit crew, they're all doing extremely well right now, and they're just on a momentum roll, and I expect it to really continue in Auto Club. I'm not going to pick him to win Auto Club, but I expect him to be very, very good. I actually expect Kyle Larson. It's a 2-mile track, so I'm going with Kyle Larson at Auto Club. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It was a really good Sunday for me. I'm not going to lie. I had Tiger Woods, one of my childhood heroes, back in contention, which made me feel like I was 10. Arsenal winning 3-0, which brings back joy to my life. And Chase Elliott running somewhat well and not sucking, too bad. So it's been a good Sunday. I'm very happy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change, even if I tried. My love, she keeps me warm.